The Treasury Bench of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly on Monday, the 15th of March, rejected the breach of privilege motion moved against the Chief Minister Conrad Sangma by opposition member Zenith Sangma. Zenith had moved a privilege motion against the CM for allegedly providing wrong information during the ongoing budget session of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly on the 9th of March while replying to a pending motion titled Failure of Governance and Deteriorating Law and Order in the State.
Sir, it is very unfortunate that the Honorable Chief Minister, who is the leader of the House of this August House, has misled this August House and subsequently the people of the state by giving wrong information. Now, how he has misled this August House? Because in the PPA, there is no mention of rupees 11 crore per month to be paid to NTPC. There is no mention of 133 crore of rupees to be paid to NTPC per year, and there is no mention of the amount of 3,325 crore of rupees to be paid in a period of 25 years. The Honorable Chief Minister has been adamant to correct his statement, which was wrongly given, and therefore, since his statement tantamounts to mislead this August House and created misperception among the people of the state, I am just depending on your wisdom to take a corrective measures by taking action on this.
In his reply, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma clarified that the figures were obtained from the March 2021 billing payment sent by the National Thermal Power Corporation of India.
Sir, I have with me the NTPC billing amount for the month of 4th of March 2021. And here, the billing amount says capacity charges, which is fixed charge, 11.86 crores. This is the current bill that we have received from NTPC, which says 11.8 crores. Now, sir, here itself, it clearly mentions that this agreement is going to go on for 25 years more from the last date of commission, which was 2019. Where is the question of misleading the House? I am basing my argument on facts. The points that I've mentioned and clarified today to you are clear. Facts are here. I've showed the bills also that we have paid. So there is no question of misleading the House. I could be continuously saying the same thing about the opposition also, of how they have misled. But that is not what we're trying to prove out here. What we're trying to prove out here is that we cannot have a blame game and just say that the current government and the current power minister are incompetent and they must resign, and the only way to resolve this issue is if both of them are removed. This is not the solution and the idea in the discussion that we should be having.
Furthermore, he termed the agreement as lopsided as it allows only NTPC to terminate the agreement but not Meghalaya Energy Corporation Limited.
So very interestingly, Honorable Member has mentioned about Clause 12. So I need to clarify, if you were to read Clause 12 clearly, you would really realize that what Honorable Member is mentioning is completely the other way around. Let me read it again, sir, the second paragraph. In the event the functions of MECB, well MECL now, are reorganized and or with PPA is assigned to private organizations, agencies, partly or wholly, the successor organizations and assignees shall ensure alternative payment security mechanism to the satisfaction of NTPC before assignment of this agreement to the private organization and agencies. That means without NTPC's clearance, we will not be able to go ahead with that. It doesn't mention exit clause again. It just mentions about the fact that if the events of functioning of MECB are reorganized. Number two, in the event, this is the most important part, sir, in the event such satisfactory arrangement is not made, NTPC shall have the option to terminate this agreement. Not MECL. Only NTPC will have the power to terminate the agreement. Very clearly mentioned out here. So isn't this a lopsided agreement in that sense? And further, sir, if you read the last part, which is even more amazing, sir, that in the event of the termination of this agreement, which means NTPC, if they agree to terminate. So in the event of termination of this agreement, I'll just say MECEL because it's written MESEB. So in the event of termination of this agreement, MECL shall be liable to continue to pay the capacity charges each month, which means that if NTPC decides to terminate this agreement, we still have to pay NTPC fixed charges. So where's the question of termination of the agreement?
Countering this, Leader of Opposition Dr. Mukul Sangma said that the intention of this motion was to ensure there is no blame game and there is no impromptu attempt for anybody to engage in blame game, but to fulfill the responsibility of each one of us, particularly the state cabinet.
Clauses which are concerned with capacity charges. Now, in the event of any tariff from the generation company, there are two components. One is the generation capacity charges, which is otherwise referred to as the fixed charges. Another one is the energy charges. For instance, even if I have an electricity connection, I am charged of both fixed charge and the energy charge. And this particular is referred to as regulation when you don't draw. As an entity, any of the beneficiary state who has entered into agreement, they'll have to pay the so-called fixed charges, which is referred to as capacity charges. This is part and parcel of the Electricity Act 2003. Therefore, to say that these fixed charges are something which is inconsistent with the Act itself is wrong. Fixed charges will be always there in any of the power purchase agreement.
After the mover, Zenith Sangma refused to withdraw the motion, stating that the CM's statement was not satisfactory, the House was put to vote where the Treasury rejected the opposition members' privilege motion against the Chief Minister.
In fact, the motion was brought in such a manner that I have heard the complainant and at the same time I have heard the Chief Minister who has been complained of. So from both sides, I've heard. And so we now know whether the mover will withdraw the motion or not.
Mr. Speaker, sir, there is no question of withdrawing.
Okay.
Yeah, because with the type of statement that the Honorable Chief Minister has given, it is actually misinforming the House and misleading the House subsequently.
I think we'd like to know your mind, whether you would like to withdraw or not.
Going into agreement after agreement, sir.
We have discussed enough on this.
It is long issue, sir.
I have heard from...
It is long issue.
I have heard from you...
Sir, let me just ask the honourable member, can you deny that we have to pay 11.8 crores today? Can you deny it? You can't.
Written.
Can you deny? I have got the bill with me right here. We are paying 11.8 crores per month. Can you deny it? Can you deny that this will go on for next 25 years? Can you deny it? Can you deny it?
Let him not.
Can you deny the fact that there are fixed charges?
Can
you deny it? You can't deny it, sir. These are facts. We are paying right now and we will continue to pay for the 25 years. This is my point, sir. Now we go into agreement after agreement, sir. We can call all the legal experts.
There are lots of agreements, sir.
As per Rule 163 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of the Business, the motion of breach of privilege raised by Zenith Sangma will have to be decided, back-leaved, and taken into consideration by the House. The question is that the motion raised by Sri Zenith Sangma MLA or the question of breach of privilege be taken into consideration by the House. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against say no. The noes have it, and the motion on the question of breach of privilege raised by Zenith Sangma is rejected by the House.
TNT Bureau.